Welcome to the Real Estate Agent Market Update and Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Angie Gerber, and every Monday you will get a snapshot of what you need to know about the real estate market in real time. And Thursday's episode will focus on your mindset and leveling up in your real estate business because let's face it, business problems are solvable. It's all the other personal crap that we drag into our businesses that keep us stuck. So let's get to it. June 2nd. Welcome to the Monday Market Update and Mindset Call. So today, Nikki was not able to jump on. However, she did send me an update by text. So I'll read that now because there has been some movement and things happening. So I want to make sure we get that to you all. First and foremost, President Trump announced that they're doubling down on the tariffs with China and the EU in regards to steel and aluminum. Now, this has caused a market reaction, increasing the 10-year Treasury, which slightly increased rates this morning and compared to Thursday and Friday. So rates are comfortably in the high sixes, and that's the range for now. Redfin also went on record stating they believe there are 500,000 more sellers than buyers in the market right now. Now, the issue is they didn't really pull any data to support this. They really are just guessing on a lot of parts of the data gathering. Maybe taking bits and pieces from here and there. I haven't followed this. This is just what Nikki had sent. And she said, a lot of the parts of the data and the gathering, how did they get it? Where did they get it from? It's just very unclear. So what is clear, as we know, the total inventory is 1.45 million with 960,000 active listings. So it really doesn't make a lot of sense what they're saying. And it appears they're trying to incite fear into people by having them think the market is declining, when in reality there is no real way to state how many buyers are in the market. Now, needless to say, we're headed into summer and usually get some pretty accurate data by the end of summer. So watch the trends through the next couple months and know that by fall we'll have really good data to go on that will connect the dots looking backwards. So I would just, again, keep this in mind. Now, as a real estate professional, if you're listening to this or you're listening to the replay, it is really important that you understand these type of conversations. And as much as the media isn't always our friend or truthful in many different ways, because their job is to get clicks, get views, sell subscriptions, and do whatever they need to do. So many times things are fabricated or, like she said, they're made to incite and instill fear in people or get reactions. So as an agent, your job, really, one of the key things as a consultant is to know the truth, to know what's being said. As much as I don't watch the news, I don't care to watch the news, you almost have to, because you have to know what's being spewed out there or said out there, positive or negative, truth or not, so that you can combat that, because your prospects, your sphere of influence, people that are maybe making decisions, life decisions, whether to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, are using this data. Now, is it real? Is it not real? That is where we come in. We come in and we understand that we have partners like Nikki. You find good lenders, you find good title companies, you find good business partners, you find people on YouTube that you trust and you know what they're doing. You get in mastermind groups. You have so many options and opportunities. Join a team if you're on a solo agent and feeling like you're lost or on an island. Get a good coach or mentor. I mean, I say this all the time, we are in the day and age where everything is at your fingertips. So we need to be the voice of reason. We need to be the ones who the people around us can come to for the truth and for actuality, and to stay calm, cool, collect, and have the data to back it up. Where Redfin just goes out and makes statements. And now we get to clean up the mess because other people, and I have one of my investors is always sending me articles. She's pulling off of line and pulling from here and pulling from there. And I'm just like, whoa, did not see that, did not hear that. That's not true. What does that even mean? I mean, it is everywhere. So be the educator, be the voice of reason, be the one that everyone around you turns to, because you show up at such a high level, because you've shown your worth, you've shown your value, you have shown that you know what you're doing and that they can know you, like you, trust you. And trust you is a big one. So how can they trust you? They can trust you because you have the answers, you have the facts, you have the data to back it up, and you are here to help them in whatever way that looks, whatever capacity that is. So I just wanted to talk about that today because I think it's really important, and we've talked about it before. We can't talk about it enough, and you need to remind yourself, know what the news is, know what's truthful about it, what's not truthful about it, what's meant to instill fear or sell what they're selling, so that they get more eyeballs and more clicks on their information. You have to decipher that. You have to unwind that and untwist that and untangle that and get the actual information out to your people. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, just as a mindset type of a thing, and this is where my journey started, and I think it's so important to remind everyone about gratitude. Now, I'd heard that growing up, and I can honestly say until I was 40 years old, I didn't really understand what that meant and what gratitude was and how you live in gratitude and how it affects your life, your energy, everything around you. So I heard something in this last year and it's just really resonated with me. And I keep thinking about it, especially if I'm down or not having the best day, or, life shows up in so many different ways. Your worst day, someone would trade, and that would be their best day, meaning you're living what you feel are some of your worst days. There are other people out there that would give for that to be their day because it would probably be one of the better days. So just think about that. Everyone's fighting their own battle. Every single person we come in contact with is fighting something that we can't see. It's invisible to us, but it is so real and heavy to them. And that's why I have the sign when you walk into my house, the first thing you see is, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. I want to instill that in my kids. I want them to, obviously have strong backbones and personalities and be who they're going to be and lead with grace. And gratitude started this whole journey for me because I found, even though I was in the pits of everything and had really got myself in a situation that I didn't see a way out of. My first coach, Bob Proctor, talked about that. And he talked about, if you cannot be grateful for where you are right now and what you have, it's almost as if you're not opening up the space to allow more in, or it's collapsing energy, because we're all energy. So what you're putting out, you're getting back. And if you're always frustrated and pissed off at the world and everything's happening to you, not for you, which was where I was before I figured this out, you're just going to spin in it. You're going to spin and spin and spin down there. So what can you do? Well, whether it's the exact job you want or the career you want, maybe the relationship you want, maybe it's your home or your car or friendship, maybe it's not exactly what you want it to be. You want more, which is good because we're made for expansion. And this is where you're always grateful, never satisfied. But if you can't even be grateful for where you are today, or you can't look around and find something that's good, because there's good in everything, starting with you opened your eyes today and you woke up. Many people didn't. They didn't wake up today. You did. Be grateful. So find gratitude. If you're not in we'll say the house you want, you have a roof over your head. What is good about it? What do you like about it? And if you sit there, you're like, I like absolutely nothing. There's not one thing, then you're not looking hard enough. You have a home. Many people don't. Your worst day, your worst thing, the thing that you do not like at all is someone else's best. So keep that in mind and just really go back to gratitude. Find the good in everything because there is good in everything. Everything does happen for a purpose. And just go through that and really, really focus on being grateful, never satisfied, but grateful for where you're at, and look for expansion and look for that energy and raise it to a different frequency, and things will start to happen. But if you want to just be a victim, if you want everything to happen to you versus for you, you can sit there and you can spin. And I can say this with conviction because I did it for 40 years until I figured this out and I hired my first coach. So I know it to be true. I'm a product of the product. I've been through the systems. I've done the hard work. I've come out on the other side. So I can sit here and speak as an expert because I have done it. And I know gratitude works. I know thinking into results works. I know that everything starts with your thoughts. Because if you think about it right now, where you're at, if you do not like your results, they're not what you want, your bank account, your relationship, your goals you're not achieving your goals, your whatever it is in your life. Your results are a direct reflection of your thoughts. And I'll back it up. Your results are because you took action or you didn't take action. And you did that based upon how you were feeling. So your feelings dictate whether you take action or not. And the way you're feeling is in direct correlation to your thoughts. It all starts with how you're thinking. How you're thinking and what you're thinking creates your emotional state, which creates your actions that you take or you don't take, which creates your results. So if your results suck or you don't like them or they're not what you want, what are you thinking? How are you thinking? It all starts with awareness and perspective and your perception of things. The world is what you make of it. The world is what you see and view through your lens. And another thing, just to put this in a little bit more perspective, we are a product of our environment, how you grew up, the people surround yourself with, what you watch on TV or on podcasts, what you listen to, everything you do in your environment makes up who you are and the lens you see the world through. If I had adopted a baby today from Beijing and I brought it here to Minnesota, can you agree that that baby would grow up very, very differently in an environment in Plymouth, Minnesota versus Beijing? I think we can both agree that it's going to be a very, very, very different upbringing because of environment. We are a product of our environment. That's why some of the biggest people out there right now, they've moved cities, they've lost friends, they've stopped talking to family members. And I often say, if it's not a good relationship, but it's one you need to be in, don't go as often and don't stay as long. It's all about just shifting your energy, watching out for number one, as put your air mask on first before you try to save others, and really do the work and understand that if your results are not what they want, you need to look in the mirror because you are your only problem and you are your only solution. No one's coming to save you. So you really need to start looking at things through a different lens, making different decisions, creating different disciplines and habits, getting comfortable being uncomfortable. I could go on and on for hours, but I'll leave it here. Beginning of June, it's June 2nd, people. Let's double down, get your goals. You're halfway through the year. If you set goals or you have things that you want to achieve by the end of the year, we're midpoint. Check on your midpoint. Where are you at in regards to when you set up your goals, either last October, November, or December. And if you're not there, if you're not halfway, or if you're not on track, what do you need to do? How can you refocus? Do you need to get up early, stay up a little later, skip some breaks, double down, let go of one thing in order to get to another? There's all reasons you can have our results. And I've been told you can't have both. So find the results, find what you need to do, and just do it. Until next time, go sell something. And of course, if you need anything in the meantime, don't hesitate to reach out to me or Nikki. We're here and happy to help in any way. Have a blessed week. Thanks for joining us today. And be sure to check out my ebook, From Hustle to Harmony for Real Estate Agents, on my Stan store, stan.store/Angie Gerber. And until next time, remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. Now go sell something.